we lost a window, and today we're fixing it. Thanks, Irma. Last week, Hurricane Irma rolled through the Caribbean and South and Central Florida before moving its way on north and, you know, kind of creating problems as it went. It was a major hurricane, and after a lot of thought and consideration, Mike and I decided to hunker down and wait the storm out in Central Florida with my family. So we parked the bus so it would be as sheltered as possible by my mom's house, taped the windows up, tarped the hatch, and pretty much just hoped for the best. We ended up having a few problems. One window was blown down, the tarp on the hatch was ripped open, and that's our leaky hatch, and then we lost half of a window. And actually the only thing that's holding this glass in right now is the fact that I put a heat reflective film on it last summer while we were in Texas, so if I poke it, the whole thing just falls in. So we've had the window boarded up for probably about a week now to keep all of the rain out, and because building materials are kind of in short supply still at the moment, we still can't get our hands on plywood, which has put a couple of other projects on hold. But we have got the materials and we're going to replace the window using sheet metal.
Start with the bottom. Okay, so if you put pressure on this, you're making that wider.
Oh.
So you want to put pressure up here.
We just finished riveting in the sheet metal that we got to cover this window. So we basically just went in at fairly regular intervals, just did rivets all the way around to make sure that it's really nice and secure and attached to the bus and it's not going to go flying anywhere. And now what we need to do is silicone seal all of the edges and the little rivet holes so that this is totally watertight. We primed everything before we got it up here, and we're going to paint it with the color of the bus. Now right now it kind of does that, which is going to be a problem when we're moving. So on the back side we're going to layer insulation up against it and then do a plywood cover that's eventually going to get built into like a whole cabinet thing. So it should end up making it really nice and compact and secure so that it doesn't sort of bounce around while we're moving. And yeah, but you know, the really hard part is done now. We sealed all of the edges around the metal sheeting just to make sure that this whole thing is watertight, since we don't want any water sort of leaking onto the inside of the bus or down into the wall of the bus. So everything has been sealed with a silicone caulk, I guess, and then everything on top of this was painted. That was by my sister, so thank you, Allie. She did a lovely job. And then on the inside we've got a layer of stiff like polystyrene or styrofoam insulation, and then it's kind of sandwiched by a piece of plywood that will eventually become the back of a cabinet that we're making. So it's metal, insulation, plywood, and as a result, this is actually quite sturdy now, and it doesn't do that wobble thing that it did before, and when we're driving, it makes no sound at all, which was great. That was a concern that we had a little bit, that it would be kind of loud while we were driving, but everything's holding up fine. It's been on here for a little while now. We've gone through a few different rainstorms. We haven't had any leaks. Everything has been super tight and really great. And on the plus side, our computer, our desktop, sits on the other side of this, and all of the insulation has meant that there's been a pretty substantial temperature drop on the inside, and our computer's not overheating anymore. So that's been super awesome and an unexpected benefit of this. So that is the whole window replacement. That's how we dealt with having a broken window and just getting rid of it and replacing it with something better in this situation. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more stuff from us, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Bye. Second.